We are really close to setting this tank up right here. I've changed the hardscape out a little bit, but we'll take a closer look at it later, and maybe we'll get to see a bit more progress with that throughout this video. But today we're going to be setting up a planted stock holding tank. I'm not so sure what you call it, but when you get plants, sometimes you don't use every single plant that you have. So I want to have a spare tank where I can keep those plants, let them grow out, and maybe use them again in the future. So today I'm going to be getting a tank and some gravel. I've got some gravel right here and a light so we can use that. I'm thinking of a 60 cm tank. I think that will be perfect, but I want to show you guys something that's outside. Let's go and take a look. Alright, so in here, this is like a little, I'm not so sure what this room is. It's like a garage, kind of like a storeroom too. You can see some of my uncle's Volkswagen spare parts. He's got a Beetle, a really nice one. Right here, I've got a 60 cm tank set up, and I'm hoping to replace this with a planted, what I was saying earlier, a grow out tank for my plants. And right here, I've got a little honey gourami that I got a few weeks ago. He's really doing well and eating a lot. But yeah, I want to use this tank for another project. You can see it's rimless, so I think it'll be nice for a future project. So I want to use this like maybe in the future for my bedroom or something. And there goes my uncle. Do you hear that? Let's open this up. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Volkswagen Beetle, that's my uncle. And I'm gonna get a cheaper tank just to put here and have a little grow out system. We're gonna head to the store right now, get a nice little tank, same size, 60 cm, but with the black trimming because those ones are a little bit cheaper, and I'm gonna use that to store plants. I don't know if you guys understand what my plans are, but you guys will see. And let's feed this guy a little bit. So I've got this food right here I brought back from Singapore, Vitalis. And this guy's been loving this food. So I just drop a few in right here. Where is it? There it is. You can see it going down. It's a sinking pellet. Yeah, oh look, he's already at it. It's kind of hard for him to swallow that, but he'll get the job done. And I hope to get a few more of those little honey gouramis because those are like one of the cutest fish ever. If you haven't seen Pectec's video, I saw one of his videos in the last few days with a whole bunch of those honey gouramis. Really nice looking fish, especially when they grow big. So that's why I had to get one, and now I hope to get a few more in the future. Alright, so I've made it here. I'm wearing a mask just in case, you know. But look at all the tanks right here. There's so many of them. But unfortunately, they don't have the size that I'm looking for. So this right here is the one I want, except this is the slim version. It's 27.5 cm in depth. I'm looking for one that is 30 cm in depth, which is this one. But then this one is the low version, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Take a look at all these little rice fish in this tank. It's a mixed variety. Look at all the colors. It's amazing. And then in this tank you've got a whole bunch of white ones. White little rice fish. Really nice. Wow, check this out. There's honey gouramis in this tank, and some of them are really beautiful. Look how vibrant the color is on this guy. And then there's one more. I think this guy right here. Amazing coloration. I might have to pick this up. Yeah, really nice. Look how good they look. Yes. We got two more gouramis to add to the family. Now as for the tank, we'll head to another place and see if they've got it. So I'm here at another pet section of a home center, and look at all the tanks here. And then on this side, they've got all the equipments for aquariums, almost everything you need. But they've got the tank right here, and it's perfect. So this right here is it. This one you can see it's slightly different. It's 60 by 30 by 36. Just now it was 60 by 27.5 or something like that. Check this out right here. There's dogs getting groomed. Really cute, really nice. But we've got it. Alright, it's been a couple of days. I haven't done any progress with the planted holding tank, but I've been doing other stuff like setting this tank up. Look how nice it's looking right now. Except for all of this fungus stuff that's growing on the driftwood. Can you see all that, this white coloration stuff? And over on this side as well. Look at all that. That fungus is actually this right here. Is that saprolegnia? How do you pronounce that?
Saprolegnia.
Saprolegnia. And it's actually normal on these kinds of driftwood. Sometimes you'll get them. I think it's pretty common. Many people will get this saprolegnia on the driftwood. So I know it's a little bit off topic, but I'm gonna do a water change and try to remove as much of that saprolegnia. I tried to get as much of the white fungus off, and I think I did alright. You can still see that I missed a few spots, like right up here and on this piece of wood. But it's impossible to get every piece of that off, so it's alright. Just try to do the best you can. And soon, this tank should be looking really good. Yes, finally the water change is done, and I am loving how this tank looks. I don't know about you guys, but I used to hate doing water changes. I found them time consuming and just troublesome, but now I really love doing water changes because you see the end result. Oh my goodness. It's just a mess. But you see the end result just always looks so much better. It's relaxing to do water changes, therapeutic, and it just feels really good. If you have a good system, water change system, things will be much faster and easier. But if you're like me, things are kind of messy. But I'm still getting there one step at a time. I'm starting to organize everything here. This is still the first tank in this room, so slowly we're gonna get everything going together and making things better. Alright, now back to the plant stock holding tank thing. I have no idea what to call it still, but I'm going to the dollar store now to get a few plastic containers, and you gotta take a look at this right here. Take a look at how good the tank looks from a distance. Wow, beautiful island. Alright, so I've made it here at Daiso, also known as the dollar store, and I'm looking for containers to put in the 60 cm tank, and I think this one here is the perfect size. I could probably stack 6 of these next to each other, and they'll be perfect planter boxes, so let's get these. Alright, I'm back in the garage room, and you can see the tank right there is looking pretty good. It's been a few days, and the algae just keeps growing like crazy no matter how many water changes I do, and that's because it's just not balanced. There's not enough plants for the setup, and you can see the honey gouramis are doing really well. There's 2 right there, and the amazing thing is that they pick off the algae, and you can see one right there. That's the 3rd one. Look, 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 right there you can see the honey gourami just picking off at the algae. Really cool. And I see them do that all the time. So I've got a few things right here. This right here is the $1. They're $1 each container, so total 6 of them, $6. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove some of this water out and move the tank down. Alright, so I just took out all the water that was in there, put it in this container. Before and after comparison. Look at this before. Look at all the algae that's up there, the algae on the glass. You can't really see it, but it's really filthy. Look at the heater. And after, look at that. It's like a brand new tank, and you can also see my Crocs. Look at that reflection. But yeah, look at it. It's really nice. I put the heater in here. You can see the gouramis coming up. Alright, but now let's set this tank up. I'm super excited. So I've swapped out the tank. You can see this one has a black rim, while that one is just sitting there beautifully. And don't do that. I don't recommend anyone doing that at home. Balancing a tank on a bucket, I don't recommend that. It's too dangerous. But I've given this a good wipe down and a rinse. Now I'm gonna start by adding some gravel into the tank. Next up, we've got to add the planter boxes in. Perfect! Here's a closer look. So you can see now we've got 6 pots, or what do you call those, containers, and we can actually add 3 more. If we put them in the front like this, you can see we can have 1, 2, and 3. So we can actually have 9 total containers in here. But what I was also thinking is to just use the back for stem plants and then the front for epiphyte plants like my favorite Anubias nana petite, maybe Hygrophila pinnatophyta, maybe Bucephalandra or Java fern. I'm not so sure yet, but I do have a few things I want to start planting, and here they are. So I just picked this up for about $3 or less. This is the Vallisneris spiralis, and I'm excited to try this out. In this little container right here, I've got a few stems of Myriophyllum guyana, and these were like the smallest of the bunch when I got them, so I decided to save them and see if I can grow them out. And then here, this is Hydrocotyle tripartita, and this was from my terrarium, so I think it'll do pretty well in here. And right here, I've got a cheap bag of aqua soil. I got this for about $5. It's not that big though, but let's see if it'll work. Alright, what do you guys think? It's just a very simple holding tank for all your plants. I'm pretty happy with it so far, but of course I didn't use the remainder of the containers because I don't have any more plants, and once I start getting more plants, I'll slowly add these in. And I'm really looking forward to that. Also, I hope to change the filter in the future to one of those internal filters with a spray bar so that I can have a good circulation of water in this tank. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel for more videos like this. I've seen different styles of plant holding tanks. I've seen people use clay pots, those terracotta clay pots, to hold their plants in. Aquascaping 101 has a different setup. I'll link it in the description below, but his is pretty cool too, so go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.